People say I'm hard to read, like the quiet makes them nervous somehow. But I've always been this way. A lot goes on beneath the surface, even now. I feel things at a depth that words don't always rise to me. But the ones who stay long enough learn to love the sound of what runs underneath. I am not shallow water, I don't sparkle to be seen. I run deep and I run quiet, and I carry river runs deep, still waters, but they're real. Everything I hold, everything I feel. River runs deep, you know me when you know me. Not a moment before the river runs deep. That's what rivers are for. I've been misread before by people looking only at the shore. But I stopped explaining myself around the time I learned what I was worth and more. Some things don't need to be said out loud. Some loves don't need to perform for a crowd. I know what I carry, I know what I'm worth. I've been running deep since the day of my birth. Deep runs deep, still and deep. I cry at movies, and I cry at songs, and I cry when someone shows me that they care. Some folks think that makes me fragile, but they've never seen what I've been carrying up these stairs. I've held families together with these hands. I've stood in rooms where no one thought I'd stand. Soft is not the opposite of strong. I've known that truth my whole life long. Don't confuse my grace for weakness, don't mistake my warmth for small. The gentlest things in nature are the ones that outlast all. Soft and weak, ask the water on the stone. Soft and weak, ask anyone I've loved and known. I've been tender and I've been true, and I've survived everything. Soft and weak, soft is everything. I was told to toughen up when I was young, that the world would take advantage of my heart. But the women who came before me were the softest and the strongest from the start. My grandmother's hands were the softest I've known. She built a life that still holds up like stone. I could sit beside the girl I used to be on some Tuesday when the world felt too big. I wouldn't tell her what was coming, I'd just hold her hand a little and say, you are not too much, you were never too much, and the people who told you so were measuring you wrong. What I know now is that everything I went through had a reason and rules. What I know now is that every door that closed was leading me to you, the real you. What I know now I could not have known then, and I'm grateful for the distance between who I was and where I've been. I spent so many seasons trying to explain myself to rooms that were never built to hold me. Now I save my voice for the ones who ask the questions that go deeper than the surface, and stay for the answers when they come. I forgive every version of myself that didn't know better. I honor every version of myself that tried anyway. I know now, I know now. Grateful for all of it. Every single part. For years I held my breath inside a life that looked like mine, but never really fit. I decorated all the walls so carefully and smiled through every single bit, but something underneath was always pulling, like a river that refuses to be still. And one day I just stopped pretending, and I let myself feel what I feel. And I breathed in deep, and I let it all go, and everything I've been holding became a wind that made me fly. Run free, like you were always meant to. Run free, nobody's hand can hold you. Run free, this is your moment. Run free, this is your name. The woman who runs free was always the woman who came. I left behind the version of myself I kept apologizing for existing, the the sound of something settling down. I made my tea and sat beside the window, watching how the light moves through the town. There's a kind of peace that only comes when you've done the work of knowing who you are. Not the peace of having everything, but the peace of not needing to go far. Still water, Sunday, still water. Everything is soft and mine. Still water, Sunday, still water. I've been building up to this kind of fine. No one here to answer to. Just this morning, just this light, just the truth. Still water, Sunday. And I am enough. I used to fill the silence up with noise, afraid of what I'd hear if I went still. Now the quiet is the thing I treasure most, the thing that lets me feel what I actually feel. There's no performance in this room today, just a woman and her own good company. And the knowing that the love I've built inside is the love that sets me free. Destination, it's a practice, it's a choice. It's the Sunday morning knowing that you've learned to trust your voice. Still water. Enough. Sign. Some permission slip from the universe, but the universe just kept on being quiet, and the waiting only seemed to make things worse. Then I realized I was sitting on the fire and wondering why the room was cold. The spark I needed wasn't coming to me, it was already mine to hold. I stopped if I could, started asking how. Stopped waiting on the future, started living in the now. Name your own fire, name it. Call it what it is. Name your own fire, name it. This creative life is yours to live. Don't wait for the applause, don't wait for the sign. Name your own fire, baby. Light it and shine. I've seen so many brilliant women standing at the door they were afraid to knock. Not because they lack the gift, but because somewhere someone stole their clock. They taught us to be patient, to be careful, to be small. But brilliance does not knock, it walks through the wall. I am the spark and the flame. I am the light and the name. Every woman in this room has a fire. Name it now. Name it. Name your fire. Shine, shine, shine. I gave so much of myself away in pieces over years to anyone who asked. I thought that love meant emptying and then refilling when the season passed. But every time I gave a little more than I had to give, and still gave more. Until one night I sat down in the quiet and found myself behind a locked and unfamiliar door. All the love I kept it. All the love I saved for me. All the love I kept it. Was the love that set me free. After all the rivers I poured out, after all the wells run dry, all the love I kept for my own heart is what kept me alive. There's a particular kind of woman who's everybody's anchor and nobody's rest, who carries the room on her shoulders and goes home alone to deal with the rest. I have been that woman, I have known that road. I know the weight of love that never gets returned, and I know the quiet miracle of turning inward and giving yourself what you've always earned. Survival, knowing when to find your way back. I kept it, all the love I kept for me, for me. Still here, still full. She had hands that could do anything, and a heart that never ran dry. My grandmother worked before the sun came up, and after it went down without a sound. She never asked for recognition, just set her hands to work and held her ground. She raised 4 children in a house too small, and loved them all like each one was the world. And somewhere in the way she moved through life, she taught me how to be a woman and a girl. Grandmother's hands built the world I'm standing in. Grandmother's hands, grandmother's hands. Every callus, everything. Gold ring on her finger, flower in her hair. Grandmother's hands were everywhere. I carry them with me. I carry them still. Grandmother's hands, I always will. And there were women before her, names I'll never know, who carried unimaginable weight, who planted seeds in ground they'd never own, so something good could grow for those who came too late. I stand on every woman who was never seen, on every voice that sang but wasn't heard, on every dream deferred and still alive in me. This song is every one of them, every word. I want to say their names, even though I don't know them. I want to thank them, even though they can't hear me. I am only here because they didn't stop, so I won't stop either. We are here because they were here. Because they were here. We are strong because they were strong. We are free because they held on. We are singing their song, their song. Grandmother's hands, grandmother's hands, grandmother's still guiding me home. Grandmother's hands, grandmother's hands, grandmother's still guiding me home. Grandmother's, thank you. I used to measure distance by what I left behind, by the weight of old mistakes and older wounds. Now I measure by the quality of light and how it falls across the room at noon. Something settled in me like a stone to water, not the heavy kind, the kind that finds its place and rests there with a certainty and stillness that no storm has managed to displace. I know where I'm going. I know I can feel it in my feet. I know where I'm going. 'cause I know who brought me here. I have walked through rooms where I was not wanted, and found the door and walked out anyway. I have loved imperfectly and been loved imperfectly, and learned that imperfect love still saves. I have been the woman in the corner and the woman at the center of the room, and I've learned that where I stand is far less important than who I am. I know